Let's make a breakfast skillet. So what you're going to need are some scallions, a pepper of your choice, mine is red pepper, onion, sharp cheddar cheese, 1 egg, yellow potato, sausage of your choice, mine is beef Polish sausage, bacon of your choice, or any meat that you choose. The seasonings we're going to use is Montreal steak, the Tony Chachere's, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start cooking our meats. So we're going to do some of our bacon first. And use tongs if, you are underage and you should not be cooking. We're going to let this bacon cook up nice and crispy. I like a lot of meat, so that's the reason why I'm putting a lot of bacon in there, because I like a lot of meat in my skillet. So we're just going to let this cook, and I'll be back. Okay, now that our bacon is complete in that same grease, we're going to take our sausage and we're just going to fry that up and let it brown. Okay, so we have completed our meats. Now we're going to work on our potatoes. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil into the pan. And what I'm going to do is toss in the potatoes that we've already chopped. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that the potatoes are coated with the olive oil before we season it. So we're just going to mix it around just a little. Like that. And then we're going to season it. So I'm going to start off with my Montreal seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit of the Tony Chachere's. Now some garlic powder. And lastly, some smoked paprika. And that's it. So now we're going to stir that up, make sure everything is coated. That looks good. And so we want to get a browning on the potatoes. So what we're going to do is turn up the heat to high so we can kind of fry them a little bit first. And then we're going to turn the heat down so that we can go ahead and get them tender. So let's get to frying. I'm going to add a little bit more of the olive oil. Just a little to give it something to fry in. There we go. All right, let's go. Okay, so now that we have our potatoes browned a little bit, we're going to go ahead and lower the heat and cover them because we want them to steam just a little bit. We're going to let them steam for about 4 minutes, and then we're going to add in our vegetables. So I will be back. Alright, so our potatoes have been going for a minute. Oh, they're looking so good. So good. Now we're going to go ahead and just sprinkle in our onions. Just as much as you want. And our bell peppers. This is a chunky skillet. I like my stuff chunky, not diced into small little pieces. So we're gonna let that cook up for a minute, just until they're a little bit softened. And then we're gonna start building our skillet so we can go ahead and pop it in the oven. I will be back. I want them to be. So now we're gonna move over so that we can go ahead and start assembling our skillet. So let's go ahead and remove from the stove. I have a mini cast iron skillet. What I'm going to do is transfer my potatoes over into that cast iron skillet because we are going to put it in the oven. If you want, you can use the same pan that you cooked your potatoes in. I just don't like to do that way, just because I like it in the cast iron, and I don't really cook on the stove a lot with my cast iron skillets. So do as you please. Less dishes, of course, if you use the same pan that you cooked in. But yeah, I'm just transferring it over into the skillet, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pour the rest. This smells so good. I promise you, this is a recipe that is easy to make. Your kids, your family, your husband, whatever, will love it because we enjoy it. So now that we have our potatoes transferred over, we're gonna go ahead and put in our meats. So I'm just adding in my sausage. You can use breakfast sausage. I just don't like breakfast sausage, so I don't ever use it. And I'm gonna add in my bacon. And I'm just crumbling it up. I don't want like really small crumbles, so I'm just using my hands and just breaking it up in there because I still want it to be chunky. Like I said, I love chunky skillets. All right, almost done. Like that. All right, and we're just gonna mix that up, making sure, you know, it's all incorporated. And then what else I like to do is just go ahead and sprinkle some cheese in there at this point. Not all of it, but you know, some to keep it going. And I just mix that in like that. Because everything is cooked. The only thing that's not cooked is your egg. And we are about to put our egg right in the middle of this skillet. You can choose to do 2 or you can do 1. I'm choosing to do 1 because the skillet, it looks big, but it's not that big. But I'm just creating a little pocket for my egg to sit in. And I'm going to go ahead and crack the egg. And we're just going to pour it right on top. Like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and just put that in the oven at 375 until the egg is fully cooked. I do not want my egg runny, but you cook it to your choice. And I will be back. Alright, so I have pulled the skillet out of the oven. I sprinkled some more cheese, and then I also added some scallions on top. And it is all complete. So, bon appetit. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. See you next time.